Hey guys, I'm here to show you how I like to do a tubular bindoff for cuffs and hems on sweaters and things that have ribbing. What I'm going to show you is where you start with one by one ribbing. It's all on one needle. You don't have to get a second needle for this. And you've got a really professional looking yet stretchy and wearable, very doable bind off. So enjoy. So here's our one by one ribbing cuff, a little bit short of how long you are meant to knit it for, which is 1 inch for me. So right now I am going to do 2 rows of double knitting, the first of which you see me doing here is knit 1, slip 1 with the yarn in front. So that slip 1 is just basically the yarn is passing in front of the purl stitch. So you're going to do this all the way around back to the beginning of the round. So here we are back at the beginning of the round. So this next round is going to be slip 1 with the yarn in back and then purl 1. So that slip 1, the yarn is just going to sit right behind your knit stitches this time. And you're just going to do that all the way around back to the beginning of the round. So that's it for the knitting portion. That's all you have to do to prepare for your Kitchener, and you don't even have to do that step. It just really helps it be a stretchy bind off. If you don't do it, it will be a bit more stiff. So what I did here was trim my yarn to about 2 feet. It needs to be about 4 times the length of what you're doing the Kitchener stitch over. And I'm taking a removable stitch marker here. I like to use these little light bulb shaped safety pins because they are not very bulky, but you can use like a lobster clip progress keeper if you like. So what I'm going to do before I do anything else is put this removable marker here on it's kind of both the right leg or the front leg of that first knit stitch, depending on the way you're looking at it. When it's on the needle, it's the one that's in the front, and when it's off the needle, it looks like it's on the right side. So once I have that in place, I can get started with the Kitchener. So to begin with, I'm going to skip over that knit stitch and I'm going to go into the purl stitch first. So what you're going to do is go into that right leg of the purl stitch as if to knit, but from the back. So what I do is kind of scoop it from between the 2 stitches from the back and then just pull through and then go into your first knit stitch there as if to knit and then slide it off. You have that marker there so that you can do more with it at the end of the round. So that will really help you pick it up because it's almost invisible and hard to see. So next you're going to go into the next knit stitch as if to purl and then the purl stitch as if to purl and slide it off. So I'm going to show you a different method here of going into a purl stitch as if to knit. So if it's too hard for you to see what you're doing or to pick up that right leg of the purl stitch, you can fish your entire needle and thread through the 2 stitches, just in the space between them, and then go through as if to knit. Sometimes that's easier, but for me it just is a lot more movement. So I don't usually choose to do that, but if that's easier for you, you can do that. So once you have that first stitch situated, you're just going to be doing the same thing around. This is the exact same thing as doing a Kitchener bind off on 2 needles, except you have the stitches all on 1 needle, alternating purl, knit, as if it was like one from the front needle, one from the back needle. So you purl into the knit stitch, and then you purl into the purl stitch, slip it off. Then you knit into the purl stitch, and then you knit into the knit stitch and slip it off. And you do that all the way around until you have 1 stitch left, and then I'll show you what I do with that very first stitch that I put the marker on at the beginning. So here we have the last few stitches of my Kitchener. So you're just going to keep doing what you're doing until you've got 1 left, and you should be working with some sort of needles that have a point on both ends, whether it's a long circular for magic loop or DPNs or what have you. So I have 1 stitch left, and I'm going to slide this to the other end so I can pick up that stitch that I marked at the beginning. So if you tug on it, it'll come up. So you're going to situate it back on your needle the exact way that it was at the beginning. And I'm just going to leave the marker on there to make sure you can see how it worked out. So you're going to slide the needle back to where it's supposed to be. And then since you did a knit stitch through that stitch at the beginning and slid it off, in order to, as you would, prepare that stitch, you're going to go through it in the purl direction, but now you've got everything finished for that stitch too, and then you'll go through your first stitch there as if to purl and slide them both off. So I'm going to take the marker off and show you how that worked out so you can see. The tension might look a little wonky, but once you get everything as it should be, you can see that it's a perfect invisible joint, and all you have to do is weave your end in and it looks absolutely perfect. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. I'll have all of my information in the description. And I hope to see you here again with other stuff that I'm working on. So enjoy your day, and I love you. Okay, bye.